Jason, put your analytics director hat on, your analytics VP hat on. You have a team that still hasn't recovered from the COVID pandemic, and you're getting a sense that maybe they're overwhelmed with the amount of tools that they have, or there's just been attrition with the team, and the skill set isn't there. Like, what are some of the first signs that you're going to see that are going to confirm that hunch?
I think it's looking for signs of burnout in the team. It's seeing a team that has gone from maybe being very proactive to being highly reactionary. I think those are really strong signals that there is something wrong, and we've seen this. Like really, really good teams, they're trying to maintain 8, 10 different Martech solutions, and they simply have kind of given up trying to push their vision because they just can't keep up with the demand of things coming in. So they've basically been turned into a glorified call center, and they're trying to manage an overwhelming number of calls that they simply can't take. And so if you see your team showing signs of burnout, if you've seen your team transitioning from maybe being incredibly proactive in providing insights, analysis, being proactive in keeping ahead of maintaining an implementation, a data layer, and now we're just in reactionary mode. Hey, this is this is broken. Hey, this data is no longer being collected. Hey, we need you to deploy X. Hey, when is this going to get done? That's a major sign that the team is incredibly overwhelmed, that they can't maintain the solutions that are in place. And so if you're in that mode, how are you ever going to learn how to use the tools and maximize the tools, right? Like you can't, if you're in constant first responder mode, you can't focus on anything than stopping the bleeding. So how can we think about getting smarter and better at those tools? It is impossible. And so I think that's an important thing to think about as a leader of these teams. If you're hearing this like, yeah, I really want to push my team to get smarter about these tools that we've bought and really make sure we're pushing them to the extreme of what they can do. If you don't address the workload of what they're being asked day to day, and a lot of times the asks are not very nice asks, they're, hey, I'm going to yell at you until you get this done. If you don't address that first, you're just piling more weight on top of the team, and it's not going to go over well. And so while your perspective is correct that we really need to double down on learning and becoming experts at the tools we've bought, if you don't create a safe place to do that by freeing up time where they have the opportunity to learn and actually use the tools, you may end up creating more harm than doing good. And so I think that's a critical component for us to fix as we're talking about really understanding the tools we've bought. And so in order to do that, we need to take inventory. What tools, again, it may sound simple, but it's probably not. What tools have we bought? What are we responsible for? Who are the key stakeholders? Map it out. And sometimes we need to have some tough conversations and say no, which a lot of us in the digital analytics space have a very hard time saying no to. So we say yes to everybody, but by saying yes to everybody suffers, including ourselves. So especially as leadership, we need to get a bit more comfortable in saying, no to things like, look, I understand that this is important for you. I understand this is a priority, but in order for us to deliver quality, insightful solutions to what you're looking for, there are things we have to say no to unless we get a bigger budget, bigger team. We have to be realistic, and unfortunately we haven't, and so we're kind of the architects of our own undoing because we've said yes to everything. There's no way we can master these tools, and if we can't master these tools, there's no way we're going to be able to provide the value that the business, our business stakeholders and partners are expecting of us.